What if you could create a automated Facebook message bot that would give people the actual estimate of the value of their home right inside the bot, totally automated without you having to do anything? If you want that, this is the video for you. I'm going to show you how to build a Facebook message bot that will automatically give people the value of their home. Check this out. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Kevin Smullin and my company is 2Q Lead Generation Strategies, which is also the name of our channel. If you're unfamiliar with us, what we do is we help real estate agents generate more leads for their business using Facebook as a tool to do that. Today what we're going to be covering is how to build an automated Facebook Messenger bot that will give people an estimation of the value of their home right inside the bot. This video is actually coming at a request of someone that had asked me how to build a message bot home valuation flow, and so that's what I'm going to show you today. So if you have questions, things that you would like to see, feel free to leave me a comment below. That's where most of the content from this channel comes from, is just questions that people ask. So feel free to leave me a comment below, let me know your question, and if I haven't already done a video on it, I'll be sure to do one in the future. While we're at it, make sure you give us a like if you found this valuable. That helps us tremendously. Our channel has grown. In fact, it's doubled in about the last 4 months. So thank you for your support, and we appreciate your continued support. So make sure you hit that like button. Also, if you haven't subscribed to us, consider subscribing. That way you'll continue to get more information on how to be generating leads on Facebook. So with that, let's jump right into the tutorial. Again, what I'm going to be showing you today is how to generate or how to create an automated Facebook message bot right inside Manychat. So for those of you who are familiar with our channel, Manychat, so right here, Manychat, is an automated message bot program. And I highly, highly recommend it. There's lots of tutorials of this on my channel because I am such a fan of it. Basically what it is it's an automated system where people are communicating with the bot, and you can have the bot do all kinds of things, but basically it's not taking your time. Once you build the bot, everything else is happening automatically. So in order to create a home valuation flow, it requires several steps. In fact, this is frankly, one of the more challenging bots I've ever built, one of the most robust, I should say. And so I'm just going to walk you through the flows. There are 3 different flows that are required for this. One flow is collecting the address. One flow is collecting their city. And then another flow is collecting the zip code. Excuse me, the zip code. And that's the information that we're going to be providing to Zillow to get the estimate. So Zillow has what's called an API. Don't worry about what the terminology is, but it's basically some code that allows the bot to send information to Zillow and then get the information back as far as the value of, the estimated value of the home. Now, that's basically how this process works. So let me walk you through the first flow. The first flow is where we're collecting the address. So here the starting step just says, hey, thanks for requesting the free home value. Then we've got a picture of a house, and then it's automatically continuing to this next step. So there's a slight little delay, and then it's just going to ask them, what is the property address? Only submit the address. So this is super important. We want to make sure that they're only submitting the address, because if they submit address, city, state, all in one block, it's not going to work. So we want to separate that into 3 pieces of content: the address, the city, and then the zip code. And that's how we're going to do this. So once they fill that out, this free keyboard input is going to give them a tag with Zillow address. So that tag is how I know that they have completed the first step of this process. And then what's going to happen is there's a condition that instantly happens automatically that says, does the user match all of the following conditions? In this case, the condition is they've been tagged with Zillow address. That means that they've taken that step and they've filled it out. So if they do have that tag, which means they've given me their address, then that takes them to the next flow, which is where I'm going to collect the city. If it says no, if they don't have that, then what's going to happen is I've got a smart delay right here where, as you can see, it's going to wait 5 minutes. So it's going to ask them for the address, and if they stop right there and haven't done anything, in 5 minutes, it's going to remind them. So in 5 minutes, it's going to send them this message right here that says, hey, I noticed you have not submitted the property address. Would you still like the free home estimate value? If they say no, then there's just this quick little message that says, hey, no problem. If you ever change your mind, you can always come back to this and get your free home valuation. If they click yes, you'll notice that that message takes them back to the start right here where I'm asking them for their address, right? And so basically, they're going to stay in that loop until either they answer or they just completely ignore it, right? Once they fill that out, that's going to take them to this next flow. So I'm going to go ahead and open up that flow. And in this flow, this is where we're going to be collecting the city. So this flow is almost identical. We're basically saying what city is the property located in. We've got a user-defined field here, so they can just type out the answer. And once they respond, now I'm tagging them with Zillow City. That's how I know that they have filled out the city portion of the Zillow home value estimation. And then the same thing happens. There's a condition that happens automatically that says, does the user have this tag? If yes, then it goes to the next flow, just like we did on the last one. If no, then there's a 5-minute delay. It's going to ask them if they still want it. And then if they click yes, it's going to go back to the beginning where we're asking them for their address again. If they say no, then that's the end of the flow. It just says no problem if you ever change your mind, et cetera, et cetera. So basically, it is absolutely identical. So once they fill out the city and they get this tag of Zillow City, I'll open up the third and final flow of this process, which is where we're collecting the zip code. Now, this one works similarly, but there's some additional steps, as you'll see. So again, I'm asking them, hey, what's the zip code for the property? Only submit the zip code. Again, I want to be as specific as I can. That's the only thing that I want you to submit. Again, they're going to type out the zip code. If they do that, it tags them with Zillow Zip, meaning they've completed that step. Same thing happens. There's a condition that happens automatically that says, does the user match this condition? Do they have the Zillow Zip? If the answer is yes, then it's going to go to this. I'll walk you through that in a second. If the answer is no, that they haven't given us the zip code yet, then there's a 5-minute delay. Same thing happens. Hey, I noticed you haven't filled out the zip. Do you want it or not? If they say no, that's the end. If they say yes, then it takes them back to this question where we're collecting the zip code. Okay, once they have filled it out and yes, they have that, then the next step is there's this message here that says, okay, here's what you've submitted so far. Address, and then filling in what they put in for the address. City, filling that in. Zip code, filling that in. And then just asking them to confirm, is this correct? Because if they say no, again, this information has to be correct. If it's not, the bot isn't going to work correctly. And so if you're not familiar with how to return information inside the bot, what it is you'll notice there's, when you're going in here to edit and type out your message, there's these brackets. And these brackets are merge fields, so you can merge in information into this. So what I've done is I've created custom fields. One that's called Zillow address, where I'm collecting their address, a custom field for Zillow City, where I'm collecting that, and a custom field for Zillow Zip. So you've got, in this flow, there's going to be 4 tags. You'll see the 4th tag in just a second. So 4 tags: the zip, the address, and the state, or excuse me, the city. And then I've also got 3 custom fields: address, city, and zip, where I'm storing that information in their record. This is just pulling that information back out using these merge fields. Okay, so that's how that's being done. So and then basically I'm saying, is this correct? If they answer, if they answer no to that question, then there's this message right here that says, hey, no problem, let's just go ahead and start over and make sure that we get it all. And then that is automatically going to take them back to the beginning, flow number 1, where I'm collecting the address to start that process over. Okay, if they say yes, that's correct, then this is where the 4th tag comes in, is the Zillow done. Zillow done means they've completed everything, they've confirmed it, and everything is correct. This tag right here is going to be the trigger that sends the information off to Zillow to get the value, and then we're going to have that bring back and send it inside the bot. And then this final message that says, just a moment while I estimate the value of your home. So this message will fire. It'll take a couple seconds to send the information and get it back, and then send the message off to them, which we're going to be doing that inside another program called Zapier. So Zapier is a program that interfaces different types of software. So a lot of times software doesn't integrate with other software, but through Zapier you can tie those functions together, and that's what we're doing here. Now, in order to do what I'm going to show you, you have to get an API code from Zillow. So API is just that programming code that allows you to send information to Zillow and receive it back. That's outside. Basically, it's happening on your own website or your own bot or whatever the case is. So I'm going to put a link to this page right here, but all I did was search for Zillow API. It'll take you to this page. I'll put this link right here down in the description so that you've got that. But you'll notice right here, the steps is it says create a free Zillow account to use with the API. So you need to create a Zillow account and then get a Zillow Web Services ID. You need this ID in order to go through this process, otherwise it's not going to work. So you have to have this. This is how it knows who's requesting the data through your sign in and login. And then basically we're going to put that information inside Zapier to be able to do this. Okay, so make sure you go to this page, sign up, get that. It'll email you what this code is. You're going to need that for setting up the Zap for tying your Manychat flow to the Zillow estimate value request. Okay. Now, once you've done that, you're going to get a link right here. It says the Get Search Results API is located here. And so I'm also going to put this link to this page down in the description as well so that you have it. But this page is going to give you the URL of where we're sending the request for the information. And then it also tells you down here the information that you need to put inside the API request. So this is the information. You'll see it exactly like this that we're going to be building inside the Zillow, inside the Zap. So this is just a website called Zapier.com. I have gone here, I've signed in, and I have created a new Zap. So this Zap has 3 steps to it. And if you're doing a Zap where we're tying 2 programs together and it has more than 2 steps, which this one does, then you'll need to sign up for a Zapier account. So if you're going to be doing this, then you're going to want to use it a lot, this bot, to make the money that you're spending for Zapier worthwhile. It's not super expensive. I think it's like 20, 25 bucks a month, something like that, for their starter plan, but that will allow you to use this. So I've already built this. I'm just going to go through, and you'll see right here, you need a starter plan to create Zaps with 3 or more steps. That's why it's turned off, but I want to show you the settings for this. I'm not a real estate agent, so I don't use this. I have no reason to pay for it. So what I've done for the first step is the trigger, and Manychat is the trigger. So you'll notice that the trigger for this is tagging a new user. So I'm setting up Manychat. The trigger is a new tagged user. So it triggers when a new tag is added, and the new tag that I'm using is that Zillow done. That tag is how I know that it's completed. So you'll notice I've got my, you need to sign in so that Zapier has access to your Manychat account. I've already done that. And then down here in the edit, the tag is Zillow done. So what Zapier is doing is it's watching my Manychat account, and anytime somebody gets the Zillow done tag, that's what starts this process. That's the trigger. So that's why there's that 4th keyword in our flow right back here that has Zillow done. It's after they've confirmed it. So this is how we know that they are ready to receive that home valuation request. So that is the trigger. And then basically there's a step where you can test. So this is a user that I've used to test this. And then once that's done, the first step is done. So you're going to have the trigger be Manychat, and it's a new tagged user, and the tag is the Zillow done. You're going to want to watch this piece of it, the Zapier settings, several times, because this is what's going to make your bot work or not. So you'll probably want to rewind and watch this portion a couple times. The second step is a get. So what you're looking for is this right here. It's called Webhooks by Zapier. So it's this icon where it asks you to choose an action app. This is the one that you want, this webhooks. So just go ahead and search right here for webhooks, and it will pull this one up. Now, in the next step, you have these different options, and the one that you want is get, where we're sending information and receiving information back. Right? That's what we want, so you're going to want to select this option. Now, the template, this is the part where you're going to be putting in the settings that you saw right here. Right? So let me do this. So right here, you'll notice that these steps right here, the ZWS ID, so this is your Zillow API ID, the one that you signed up for and they sent you an email. That code is going to go right here. Right? In fact, I'm getting ahead of myself. So the first thing that it asks for is the URL. So the URL is where the web address where we're sending this information, and that's this link right here. Okay, so you're going to copy this link and you're going to paste it right here. You'll notice that that is exactly that link. For these query string parameters, right? Again, ZWS-ID, you're going to need to enter this exactly as it shows. And then you'll notice that when you first come here, there's only one line, and that's probably going to confuse you. There'll be this little plus symbol where you can add another line. But you're going to want to fill this out exactly the way that you see this. So the first one is the ZWS-ID, and you're going to put your code right here. I deleted mine so you won't see it. Right. The next one is the city, state, zip. You want to type that out just like you see here. And what we're including here, we don't need the state because we've got the city and we've got the zip, but you'll notice here that that field is called city, state, zip, right? So we're going to put city, state, zip. We don't need the state. So inside the data, you're going to click here and you're going to select the field that has the city. So in this case, West Valley was the one that I did. The zip, so you're going to put a plus sign and then the zip. You're going to go into that request and find the zip field. It's right there. Next thing you need is the rent zestimate, right? So we've got rent zestimate here. We've put that to be true. And then the last one is the field for the address. And then again, you're just going to plug that in here. So these are the key settings that sends it to Zillow so that Zillow knows what information we're submitting. This is the information we're submitting to Zillow, is your ID number, and then we want the estimate with city, zip, and address. The rest of these settings will default the way that you'll see it. So no, JSON, unflattened, yes. Basically, you want to just make sure these other settings, it'll default this way, but make sure that that's what they are. And then once that's done, it'll ask you to test the step. You can just go ahead and test it and make sure that works. Then the third step is another action, and this is where we're going to take the information that we got from Zillow, and we're going to send it back to the person through Manychat. So you'll notice the action here is sending a message to the person using Manychat. So our settings here is, again, it's going to, we want to use Manychat as the action, right? The choice that we want is this one, sending a text message to the user. Here it's going to ask you to sign into your Manychat account again. That's not a big deal. Now here is where we're going to be doing these settings. So under user, you want this option where it says use a custom value advanced. So it's just a drop-down menu. That's the option that you want. Here for the custom value for the user ID, this is the Manychat user ID. Inside Manychat, every user, every subscriber has a unique ID. And so you're just going to go in and select the field that has their user ID. Okay. And then here, the message text is where we're creating the message that we're sending back through Manychat. So the message simply is, your home has an estimated value range between, and then we've got this step that is the low Zestimate value. And then this one, which is the high estimate value. So it's showing them, hey, your home has an estimated value range between the low end and the high end. There are many factors that affect value. Contact me. I'll give you an exact value based on recent sold property. So again, you can finish this however you want, but this is the message that's going out to people once that request is done. So once you've got that, you would just go ahead and hit continue, name the Zap, you would turn it on. Again, you're going to need a premium account to do that. But that is the home valuation bot. This is where they'll receive the home valuation straight through Zillow, and it is a fantastic tool. So that is how you create a home valuation bot inside Manychat. There are quite a few steps to that. It is one of the more complicated ones to build, but if you'll follow the steps and have the settings exactly as you see here, it will fire just perfectly. So hopefully that was valuable for you. As always, if you find this information valuable, again, please give us a like, hit the subscribe button below. You'll get more valuable content just like this that will help you grow your real estate business using Facebook. As always, if you have a question, something you want us to show in a video or respond to, leave a comment down below, and we'll certainly answer those for you. I'm also going to put some links down below. I'm going to put a link to our Facebook ad templates. These are our top performing ad templates that people use for generating buyer leads, seller leads, and open house leads. So I will give that to you for free down below. Also, if you would like to see how to use Facebook to generate more business from your past clients in your sphere of influence, the people that you have relationships with, I'm going to put a link down below to our online course. It is our Past Client Sphere of Influence Facebook Marketing Bootcamp, where we show you how to market to that group of people step by uploading a list of those people, and then our client marketing formula that will help you monetize those relationships. So make sure you check that out. We'd love to see you inside the system and help you grow your business. So with that, have a great week. Thanks for being here, and make it a great week, and keep killing it with your real estate business. Talk to you soon.